Okay, so you want to buy a cruise ship. You're picturing a floating hotel, sunshine, thousands of happy passengers, and a simple business. Sell the cabins, fill the ship, collect the money. But here's the strange part. A cruise ship is not a hotel that floats. It's a casino, a shopping mall, and an offshore tax shelter, all welded together and sailed out past the point where the laws of any normal country can reach you. And the ticket, the thing you think you're selling, you'll happily sell that at almost no profit, sometimes at a loss. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how a cruise ship really makes its money, why the ticket was never the point, and why your floating city is registered in a country the owners have probably never even visited. Let's start with the price list. At the small end, an older modest cruise ship can be bought for around $500 million. But the modern flagships, the ones that actually print money, run between $1 and $2 billion each. The current king is Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, which cost about $2 billion to build, making it the most expensive cruise ship ever floated. It carries more than 5,600 passengers, served by a crew of 2,350 across 20 decks, with 7 pools, 6 water slides, and 40 places to eat and drink. It isn't a ship, it's a small city with an engine. And here's the first hard truth. Buying the ship was the easy part. A vessel like the Icon of the Seas costs around $880,000 a day just to operate. It can burn up to 250 tons of fuel in a single day, roughly $200,000 before you've paid a single crew member or served a single meal. So with costs like that, how does anyone make money? The answer is that a cruise ship has 2 completely separate businesses running on the same hull. The first is the ticket. On average, tickets bring in about 62% of a cruise line's revenue. The second is onboard spending, everything you buy once you're aboard, and that's the other 38%. Now here's the secret. Almost all of the profit comes from that second bucket. The ticket barely covers its own costs. The industry's own numbers show ticket prices are often set right at or even below what it costs to carry you. They are not trying to make money selling you the cruise. They're trying to make money once you're on it. Why would anyone sell the main product at cost? Because of a single beautiful piece of economics. Demand for the cruise itself is elastic, which means people shop around, compare prices, and walk away if it's too expensive. But demand for a cold drink when you're 200 miles out at sea, with no other bar in any direction, is not elastic at all. Once you're aboard, the cruise line is the only store on Earth for 1,000 miles. So they drop the fare to fill every cabin, and then the real business begins. And this is where a cruise ship becomes a casino. The casino, the bars, the spa, the photographers, the shore excursions, the specialty restaurants, the art auctions. You don't pay with cash, you tap a card or a wristband linked to your account, so you never actually see money leave your hand. There are no clocks pushing you to leave, no exits, and nowhere else to go. It is the exact same engineered immersion that a Vegas casino runs, just surrounded by water instead of desert. A single Royal Caribbean passenger now spends, on average, close to $1,900 across a voyage. Multiply that by millions of passengers a year, and the ticket you sold at cost starts to look like the smartest loss leader in the world. Now for the darker secret, the one most passengers never think about. Your ship, even if it sails out of Miami every single week, is almost certainly not American. Carnival is incorporated in Panama. Norwegian is incorporated in the Bahamas. Royal Caribbean has been incorporated in Liberia since 1985. This is called flying a flag of convenience, and it's built on a 99-year-old loophole in the US tax code. By registering your ship abroad, you can legally avoid paying almost any US federal corporate income tax on your international profits. Billions in revenue. Almost nothing to the country most of your customers come from. But the flag does something else, something more troubling. The country your ship is registered in also sets the labor laws that apply on board. The Icon of the Seas flies the flag of the Bahamas. Under Bahamian rules, the minimum wage is the International Seafarer's Minimum, around $666 a month, which works out to roughly $3.20 an hour. A worker doing that exact same job on land in Florida would be owed at least $12 an hour. Your crew, most of them from the Philippines, Indonesia, and India, will work long days, 7 days a week, for months at a time. And it's all perfectly legal, because technically, your floating city belongs to the Bahamas. Of course, it can all go wrong in 2 very different ways. The first is catastrophe. In 2012, the captain of the Costa Concordia sailed too close to shore to show off, struck rock, and capsized his ship, killing 32 people and turning a $500 million asset into scrap. One bad decision on the bridge can end you. The second way is subtler. In 2020, the entire industry was frozen overnight, ships stranded, revenue at zero. And here came the cruel twist. Because these companies had spent decades incorporating offshore to dodge US taxes, they were largely shut out of the US federal bailout that rescued American businesses. The very loophole that made them billions left them stranded when they needed help most. They survived only by taking on mountains of debt. So let's answer the real question. How much do you make if you do this right? Fill your ship, and you need it at least 70% full just to break even. Then keep the drinks flowing, the casino open, and the excursions selling. And a single flagship can generate billions in a year. But sail half empty, or hit one disaster, and that $2 billion ship becomes the most expensive anchor on the planet. Because in the end, the smartest people in this business understood something the passengers never do. You don't sell a holiday. You sell a ticket at cost, register the whole thing in a country you've never seen, and float everyone out to the one place on Earth where you are the only store, the only bar, and the only cashier. The voyage was never the product. The passenger was.